First question. Your freshman year at Western Kentucky, you played in all but one game. How do you think seeing the field so early on in your career has helped you in the long run?
It helped me tremendously. Just being a young guy and surrounded by all those veterans I was with. It was an incredible experience. Me coming to college, I had a little edge about myself, and I wanted to start early on, and I didn't. But I came to games a lot, and I got a lot of special team reps, and I feel like it helped me prolonging my career, getting into other games. My sophomore year, my junior year, it helped me to, playing the game and have the game slowed down for me. So it helped me a lot.
And you mentioned special teams. Obviously, some freshmen are very fortunate to see the field mostly in special teams. How important is it for you that you contributed in the special teams? And that's something that a lot of NFL teams will value in rookies. So how much of an emphasis does this Western Kentucky football team put on special teams?
Special teams is so incredibly important to Western Kentucky. The first couple of years that I was here, we had a coach. He prided himself well on special teams, but the last couple of years, we have my safeties coach and Coach LaRussa. He's the special team coordinator now. Like he's on a special team like he's the like a defensive coordinator or offensive coordinator. He's coming up with drills. We do a whole lot of relays, a whole lot of things that recreates to our game on offense and defense, like our footwork, our tackling, our catching. He does everything that relates to the things we do on offense and defense. So man, there's been a huge emphasis on special teams, and I'm just glad to be in a system like this and being coached by a guy like him.
And Antwon, one of the things that seniors can take part in is AllStar games, like the Senior Bowl, Shrine Game. That's something that's going to be on your is that something that's going to be on your mind going into next year? Hopefully, looking to get an invite to one of those AllStar games.
Yeah, that's what I worked so hard for. Just to be a little recognized. I feel like it's a big deal for me. Just to get my skills and all my assets out in front of NFL scouts and things like that. But I really look to key in on the season, just try to, win the conference championship with my team first, because I know that's most important. And I know that, the scouts, look at winning teams. It's about individual, statistics, but it's also about how well can you win, with your team and everything like that. So I'm looking to win a conference championship first, and then, showcase, my personal skills out there at a Shrine Bowl or any All-Star game.
And Antwon, you mentioned conference championship. You guys are in the Conference USA, going up against a lot of talented football teams. What do you feel you guys as a football team and you individually have to do to compete for a Conference USA championship next season?
We just added some incredible, great guys to our staff, to our roster and stuff like that. So, new coaches, new players. All that we have to do is, connect the dots and put everything together. We just finished our spring. Yesterday, we had a spring game yesterday, and we looked locked in on both sides. Defense came to play, offense came to play. We had a couple touchdowns, a couple interceptions, a couple pick sixes and everything, and that's what you want to see, especially as a guy like me here. It's going to be my 5th year in college football. I love to see that because, we're going in with a different edge about ourselves, and going into the season, we look pretty strong. Like we got great chemistry amongst one another. Offense and defense competes every day at practice. This spring practice this past couple of weeks, and we just look to dominate in every aspect of the game: offense, defense, special teams, and over the course of these 5 weeks in spring practice, it's been straight dominance, straight competitiveness. We even have teams that we go against for special teams and everything like that. So that sets us up to be competitive for the next season. So it's been incredibly good.
And like I mentioned earlier, you're coming back for your 5th year college football. What went into that decision?
It was just basically last year. It was like an average year for me. Uh, I feel like I can get more tackles, get more interceptions on my statistics. And I just, I love this school so much. I love being around the coaches and the players. It's like my second home. WKU it's a proud place for me and everything like that. And it's just, I want to come here for personal reasons, and also, work on my masters. Get that paperwork on my documents, things like that. Just the importance of finishing college with a master's was very important to me. Just that bitter taste in your mouth of leaving something on the table, of winning a conference championship or something like that. So I'm looking to win a conference championship this year.
And Antwon, let's go back to high school. Can you talk a little bit about your high school recruiting process, what that was like for you, and why you ended up eventually choosing Western Kentucky?
The reason I actually ended up choosing Western Kentucky was my first defensive coordinator that was here, Coach Clayton White. He came. They had a thing called, I think it was like Midnight Madness. When they came around, the coaches came around at midnight, and I was their first, guy that they came to see. So I felt like that was something special for me. He came like 12 o'clock in the morning, talked to my aunt, talked to me, and just got to know me, and joke, laugh, and everything. And it was just something about him coming and seeing me first. Made me feel like, hey, this school wants me. This school is going to treat me well and things like that. So that's the reason I keyed in and locked in on Western Kentucky. And eventually, when I got here, it was such a great atmosphere that I tend to love it. So that's the main reason why I came to West Kentucky.
And Antwon, can you talk a little bit about your relationship with head coach Tyson Helton and how it's kind of grown over the years of you being at Western Kentucky?
Oh, Coach Helton he's a great ball coach. That's a great ball coach. He has competitive spirit. Since the first time he came in, my junior year, that's the first year that I seen a lot of playing time. He was his nature, his fierceness, his way of competitiveness. Like he's an offensive guy, and I'm a defensive guy. So it's a little trash talk between the two and everything. And he creates something in you that makes you want to play even harder. And he respects his players. He treats all his players equal, and that's the kind of coach you want to be your ball coach. And it's just, man, he's just an amazing guy.
And Antwon, you mentioned earlier finishing up and getting that degree. Obviously, fans mostly know the athletic side, the football side of IU, but they also don't really recognize the academic side, which is super important as well. So what did you decide to major in, and is that a field that you want to go into after your football career comes to an end?
I decided to major in sport management, but my minor is equal as important as my major in biology. But the sport management aspect is, I feel myself I can be a great ball coach. I know defense as well. Like I stay in extra time, before games. I prepare for games like I'm a coach. I stay in extra hours on game week. I don't leave till about 8 o'clock at night sometimes, 8:30. And, I lock in through spring practice, anything. I always, try to find ways, trying to find adjustments and checks for offenses, even our offenses during this last spring game. So I feel like I know concepts well, and I can be a great ball coach, and I know, different techniques and different edges to the game. My other minor, biology, I'm a science guy. I love the way the world is set up. Everything from the sun to the moon. Like I love everything that goes on in the world. So, I can try to put those two things together, and be a great ball coach. So that's why.
And Antwon, when you first arrived at Western Kentucky, kind of getting adjusted to college football, being the new guy on campus, Was there whether it was a player or a coach that kind of took you under their wings and helped you a lot? Do you want me to repeat the question?
Yeah, repeat it for me real quick.
Oh yeah. So when you first arrived at Western Kentucky, was there a player or a coach that kind of took you under their wings and helped you a lot?
When I first arrived here, it was a coach named Anthony Davis. We called him Coach AD. He was the Nichols coach. He kind of took me under his wings and taught me some great techniques for like as far as man coverage and zone coverage. Like he taught me a lot of things, along with my fellow teammate Takorian Darden. He taught me a lot of things. So it was him, it was AD and Takorian Darden. We call him Coco. They taught me a lot of tricks, to be successful in the passing game. So he actually AD he left a couple of years. Now he's back with us for my final year, and I'm so grateful that he's here because I can kind of key in on the things that he teaches the Nichols and put it on my game. So yeah, Coach AD, and of course Coach White. He taught me how to watch film, how to put things together, how to even out concepts and things like that. And also now in these final 2 years, Coach LaRussa, my safeties coach, he's a special team coordinator. He's taught me a lot of things to put in my game from special teams to defense. So those three guys has been important to my techniques and everything like that.
And going back to last year in March when kind of COVID just hit the country, not sure if you guys would have a football season, not really sure if you guys would have spring ball. How did you stay around the game of football?
Oh, I actually went home and paid a trainer to keep me intact with the game. It was like we went home in March for spring break, and we got a message saying we couldn't come back to school that the same week, and I was home for like two and a half months. So I paid almost almost $250 to keep a trainer to keep me intact with the game. So just long days of conditioning and working my explosiveness and things like that, working my ball skills and things of that nature. And actually, it helped me to come back even stronger in the summer when we came back and everything. But all the protocols and everything, they were bad for the first 2 weeks while I was home because everything was shut down. So I really couldn't do much except for my own. So I went to my old high school and ran 110s and things like that just to keep me intact with the game, just to keep my conditioning level up and the same for when I came back for football. So it was a challenge, trying to find ways to stay in the game. People sometimes was like, no, I don't want to be around you because I want to go to catch COVID. And, excuses were made and everything. But I found every reason, to get up and do something, to get out and do something. So, yeah, it was a major challenge, but I overcame it. And people around me back at home, they tried their best to, stay positive and, come out sometimes and work with me because, you want to work by yourself all the time. You want to have somebody around you, encouraging you sometimes. So it was a challenge, but we overcame it.
And Antwon, how are you gonna elevate your game to the next level during this off season and next football season to kind of take your game to the next level and prepare you for the NFL?
It's just basically I've shown plenty of people that I can make tackles and everything like that, come up and hit. So last year I had a good amount of TFLs and everything like that, good amount of tackles, over 80. This year I want to look to haul in on my interception rate. Like I want to get 8+ interceptions this year. That's my main goal. That's what I've been working on. Staying after practice. High pointing the ball, making breaks, trying to catch the ball more, doing jugs and everything like that. So I want to show the league that I can be an interception guy too. I can be a dynamic guy, two-way guy, make tackles and make plays on the ball. So I'm looking to do that this year.
And who would you say, whether it be an NFL player or another college football player, who do you feel your game is most similar to?
Early on, or these last couple of years, I'm a Cam Chancellor guy. Cam Chancellor. That's why I wear the jersey number 31. Cam Chancellor guy over these past couple of years.
And we know that you're going to be an upperclassman next year. How are you going to take on a leadership role to help out the underclassmen?
Oh, just I'm a guy that leads by example and leads verbally. So this year, a lot of guys' eyes are on me. From this past spring practices, these last 5 weeks, I've had guys always, come to me asking me questions, about the defense, linebackers, cornerbacks, every position on defense. They come to me asking me questions. So I just want to look into be able to answer their questions and be able to sit down with them and show them what I see on the field and ask them what they see on the field and do things like that, to help their game out as well as mine because, it's just not a learning experience for them, it's a learning experience for me because not only I can see what I see, but I see what they're seeing on the field. So, I can take the things that they see and take things that I see, and make better, things in my head, concepts, figure out adjustments and ways, to be better. So, I just, look to, sit down and listen to people and answer their questions and things like that. So.
And whether it be a player, a coach, a family member, who would you say is who's been the most influential person in your life?
Influential. It's been like, 3 people, my aunt, my mother, and my mentor back home, they're always in my ear, encouraging me and everything. Telling the kid I love you every now and then, like that helps you because you feel like you're doing something right. It's just a whole lot of people back home, that always encourage me and everything like that. Being a guy in high school, I was a great guy in high school, great football player. So, at home I'm loved. So, it's so important to me, to be loved back home because it gives me an encouragement and the power, to compete and do the things I'm doing right now in college, But yeah, it's my aunt, my mentor, my mom.
And out of all the games that you played in so far at Western Kentucky, what's been the most memorable game that you've played in?
The most memorable game was probably the Marshall game. The Marshall game it was my junior year Marshall game. I had about 15 tackles, about 2 TFLs, about 2 pass breakups, and it was so memorable because, we all played such a great game collectively that it came down to the final kick. I think we lost 23-26. Marshall kicked their final kick 23-26. So yeah, that was a memorable game because I had my most tackles that game.
And Antwon, for our last question, hypothetical question, if you could be trained by one player currently in the NFL or someone who's retired, who would it be and why?
I would love to be trained by Tyrann Mathieu. He's the Honey Badger. He plays with such a great edge to the game. He shows great explosiveness. He has great character. And his competitive edge is on fire, man. Like I watch him every time he's playing, and sometimes he jaws, and sometimes he gives a receiver their credit. And that's the kind of guy I am, So his ball skills are incredible. He makes great strip attempts, great interceptions. He's very acrobatic. So I would love to be coached by Tyrann Mathieu.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that was Antwon Kincade with the Western Kentucky Hilltoppers. Really appreciate your time and all the insight, and wishing you best of luck in the next season and your future endeavors.
Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you, Ryan.